Hello everyone, how are we doing? And welcome to Computex 2025. It's been another year, but we are at the Phanteks booth looking at something pretty special because as we know, building a case isn't actually that easy because ultimately they're boxes, and how do you make a box interesting? Well, loads of different companies have been trying to do different things for ages, and we finally have something a little bit different, a little bit unique, that stands out. So this is called the Matrix concept, and it's actually coming very soon. So this isn't something that will be years away, mere months actually. So we've got a couple of chassis on offer here. This is the Evolve X2, and this is the XT View, but they now actually have some displays on the side of them. But rather than using expensive LCDs and then having a load of heavy effects on your system, they've gone for something a little bit more affordable, something that still stands out, looks very, very interesting, but it's also going to be very, very lightweight on the system. So let's take the X2 Matrix for example here. You can actually see that this has a wraparound display. We've got a total of 900 LEDs. You can actually get different effects, different amounts of information on here. So obviously we want things like CPU loads, like temperatures for your GPU, that sort of stuff. But you can actually get quite creative. Now obviously this is something that will evolve over time, so excuse the pun, but over time this will obviously develop and things, because I mean at a show like this obviously we can just like put like some ticker text that scrolls around, but they really want to make it quite useful rather than just something that looks interesting. I mean, what is going to be useful on your desk other than, as I say, just like some funny effects or some GIFs and things. And the thing as well that's very, very interesting about this is actually that the price premium isn't crazy. So it's a $50 price premium for the X2, and then it's a $30 price premium for the XT View. I mean, obviously the screens are slightly different sizes. So this one is just on this side panel, whereas on the X2, it's actually a wraparound screen, and they've got fabric overlaid it as well. And this obviously makes it a little bit more interesting. It's kind of a little bit more lifestyle-y, but then it's going to be fairly hard wearing as well. I mean,
I'm English, and my example was what happens if you chuck a load of tea over it.
But it's actually made of kind of similar material that you'd find in like speaker grills and things like that. So it's been around for a while, but I'd be really interested to hear from you guys on this, and actually Phanteks will as well. How would this be useful for you? Because personally speaking, you know, I love shows like this and I love seeing like bright RGB and gimmicky stuff, but for my personal rig, I always want something that's going to be really interesting, but also something that's very useful. So what would you think that you could put on the side of this that would actually be good for you? Because they're developing the software and they want to know. So this is definitely worth thinking about essentially. But Phanteks are also showing off another couple of things at the show. And budget chassis are always my favorite things really, because obviously when we do PC builds on the channel, I always want to get you guys like the best performance possible at the lowest possible price. And it seems that Phanteks are wanting to go down this route as well. And this here is the Phanteks G370A, and this is coming in at $60. So when you think $60, you think kind of like flimsy side panels, and as I say, something you kind of want to get rid of as much as possible. It's just like a stopgap. Whereas this is just designed to be like the, I don't want to say the most basic chassis, but maybe like a basic premium chassis if you like. So it's got good build quality. It's not like got like a load of horrible flex inside of it. You've still got glass on the side of this. But you can fit all the hardware inside this that you need really. So you can put a 360 up top, which is really important. You probably won't use this when you first buy the chassis, but you can evolve into it once again. They have compromised slightly on the ports on the top. So you have one USB-A and one USB Type-C, but this is actually all connected with a single USB 3 header. So you're not going to get the full speeds of like 3.2 Gen 2, but again, for something like this, it doesn't really matter, but it's going to be something that's very easy to work in. But as I say, it's basically a premium chassis that doesn't feel terrible.
That's not the marketing, by the way. I don't think they're going to put that on the side of the case, but that is, let's be honest, the truth of it.
But this leads us on nicely actually to the next chassis, and it was only last week we were talking about Micro ATX, because obviously I've done my full personal rig now in a Micro ATX case. You can find it at the top right corner of your screen. It was awesome. We had a 5090 in there, X3D processor, and that's not specifically what they're targeting here, but this is kind of like a do-it-all Micro ATX chassis that's going to be great whether you want to go for more of like a budget-friendly rig or something that is quite premium, because we've got a lot of mesh on this. This is actually called the XT M3, and it's going to cost, again, around about $60 or so, which I think is very, very impressive. I like the fact that they've clearly thought this through from an airflow point of view. So you've got mesh on the top, you can put a 120 here. You can see it comes with 3 fans, RGB is standard, and again, it like plenty of airflow. But then you've got a very large gap here at the bottom as well. So if you're going to upgrade this, you put extra fans at the bottom, you have like a powerful GPU, you're still going to be able to feed that without issue. So you can kit this out properly if you want. I'm not 100% convinced on like this bit of plastic here, but I suppose that does make it a little bit more accessible in terms of price. It actually looks a lot better, I think, in the white version. And they've been quite clever in the sense that they've actually moved some of the internal spacing so that the power supply actually goes here, facing downwards. And this means that it's not as wide as a lot of kind of dual chamber cases. You'll see that this actually isn't, strictly speaking, a dual chamber case. I mean, technically all cases are dual chamber, right? But here you can definitely see that the layout is a little bit different. So I'm going to be quite excited and quite keen to actually build inside this. If you want to go for a micro ATX, you want to save money, or you just want a smaller rig, this could be the case for you. Dramatic shift edit as we have to walk around the other side of the room, and it's actually not very interesting to walk. So we're going to show you the fan section of Phanteks, because again, quite a few things here I think you guys will be interested in. Fan frames, they've only been in for a couple of years or so. I mean, NZXT are kind of the main player that are doing them, but Phanteks are getting into the game now with the X30, and as you can see, they stand out. They definitely look quite different. If you want something that's almost a little bit more, I almost want to say like futuristic, a bit more modern, then you can go for these. At the moment, they've got a 420 and a 360, but they do plan on bringing out the full range. So if you wanted to kit out a full system and have it looking completely unified, which you'd think is the point, then obviously you will eventually be able to do that. You can get them in black or white, and it is actually going to be a little bit cheaper than buying like the equivalent 3 fans essentially. If you bought 3 D30s, I think the price difference is around about $10 difference saving if you go for the fan frame, and obviously it is a lot easier to actually install. And then we finally have a 140 version of the T30, and quite funny, I was mentioning that M-ATX rig a second ago for my personal one. That's actually got T30s in it, so 140s now. The reason this has taken a while to come out is just because in terms of development, actually getting something that they think is really worth putting out there just took a little bit extra time. And the main focus actually of this was all about radiator performance, because obviously if you have a fan and there's nothing in front of it, it's not that it doesn't matter how good it is, but obviously it's quite easy for a fan to operate if it's not restricted, whereas as soon as you put it on a radiator and it's got to work a lot harder, actually getting great airflow on this is difficult. So the reason we didn't have a 140 when the T30 originally came out was essentially that there wasn't that much difference in performance between the 120 and at the time the prototype 140. So they've had a lot more development, and they've now got something that they're a lot more proud of, has fantastic performance, again, if you excuse the pun. So if you are looking for the ultimate fan for your gaming PC or just your PC in general, then obviously Phanteks wants you to look at their T30s. But not everyone is going to be a massive fan of the grey, but that is just because that's the material it's made of, and as soon as you start changing it, you add paint, you have to change the material, you lose performance. So that is why essentially they look like they do. But I think in the right rig they look fantastic, but obviously if you want like full RGB everything, is not going to be the right fan unless you specifically want to go just for performance. Now the last thing I want to leave you with is this, and I'm not 100% sure that it's not that I don't like it, it's just, again, maybe I don't want it for my personal rig. This is actually like a huge LCD cooler essentially. So this is the Glacier One 360 M20 LCDs. And then the bit that's a little bit different is it's kind of looks a little bit like a smartphone, doesn't it? And it actually can release with this little button. It's all powered and controlled over USB as well. And then you have a display that goes over your cooler. So you can put videos on this, you can put GIFs and everything essentially. It's still TBC, so exactly what you'd be able to put on here, I'm not 100% convinced, but I'd be very surprised if it wasn't your usual suspects like temperatures and things, and as I say, videos and things. But this can go on vertically, and one of the ways that they wanted to make this different was that you've got loads of notches on the underside, so you can actually kind of move this. So if you have clearances where you've got like a really large heatsink here, you could shift it across this way, or if you've got like very tall RAM, you could shift it across that way, and it just gives you a little bit more flexibility. So it's definitely a very interesting concept, isn't it? I mean, personally speaking, as I say, it's not for me. I'd rather have something that's a little bit more minimal, probably something like the Matrix LCD, or the Matrix LED, I should say, that we had on the chassis at the start. But if you are after a very large display for your cooler, I think for $180 or so, it might be $189, very, very impressive in terms of value for money, as long as the cooling performance, of course, is great on this. If it wasn't, then yeah, but compared to the competition, as I say, you're almost getting a lot more for your money. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this, like genuinely, of the stuff that we've seen here today, what interests you the most? I mean, is it having like that display on the front of your chassis? Is it going to be tasteful? Is it something that you would genuinely use? Or are you just more after like performance fans? Or are you just after like trying to get the perfect case for you? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and as I say, give us feedback as well, or give Phanteks feedback on what they would actually like in the software. They're still developing it and they need to know, so if you let them know, they will integrate it into the software. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this video though, get yourself subscribed, and we'll catch you at the next booth at Computex.